Thanks for tuning in, NFL fans. It's John Kuzma from EndZoneBlog.com. And how about the Kansas City Chiefs? So the Kansas City Chiefs appeared to be regressing just a couple of weeks ago. They had a 6-4 record, and they were coming off losses to the Packers and the Titans. But people seem to forget that this team was battling a lot of injuries. So Patrick Mahomes was out for 2 weeks with a knee injury. Chris Jones was out. Tyreek Hill was out. Sammy Watkins missed a few games. And those are some of the top guys on this roster. So now, right before the playoffs, all these pieces are starting to come back. And we're kind of overlooking how good the Kansas City Chiefs can be. When all of their players are on the field, this team is absolutely dangerous, and it's because they have such a high-powered offense. Ever since Mahomes returned from that patella injury, he's been hitting the ground running for this offense. This team is coming off back-to-back wins, and they just, destroyed the Oakland Raiders 40-9. That was the Chiefs' biggest threat in the AFC West. So, it's obvious that this team is still the team to beat in this division. And, they're heating up at the right time. This team will always have a chance to win Super Bowls as long as Patrick Mahomes is on the roster. And not only that, he's playing at, such a high level right now that it's taking this team to the next level. When you beat the second place team in your division 40-9, you're sending a message not only to the AFC West, but everybody else in the National Football League. I think we kind of, got away from the Chiefs and we were looking at the Patriots, not as much anymore because the Patriots are kind of cooling off because their offense isn't that good. But we were looking at the Patriots and the Ravens and, some of these other teams in the AFC. And I think we just kind of forgot that, Kansas City is dealing with all these injuries. And that's why they had that 6-4 record. I believe they went 12-4 last year. So when you see them sitting at 6-4, knowing they have to win out just to get to the record that they were last year, you're kind of thinking, well, Kansas City regressed. They're not as good as they were last year, but that's not necessarily the truth. With all those injuries, to be 6-4, that's pretty good considering all that they had to overcome. And like I said, they're obviously, back on their game because they just dropped 40 points on Oakland. Patrick Mahomes has all these weapons around him, and it's up to him to get the job done. It's going to be all on his shoulders once the postseason gets here. Luckily for, Andy Reid, his quarterback has been dominating lately, and it'll be exciting to see what Reid and this team can do. This is one of the best chances they've had in a while. Last year they should have made it to the Super Bowl if it wasn't for that Dee Ford penalty. So, it's a little bit different from the team they were last year. They have a new defense coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo, and he changed them from a 3-4 system to a 4-3. But, on the offensive side of the ball, it's still Mahomes. They added Mecole Hardman, though, at the receiver position. So there is some things, some slight changes, but for the most part, this is, the team that was on the cusp of going to the Super Bowl last year. They just had to take these additions that they've gotten over this past offseason and put it all together. At the moment, it feels like they can do it because they're on fire right now. And Mahomes is playing inspired. There was some moments there before Mahomes got hurt where it almost looked like he wasn't the same guy. Clearly, he's responding well to the adversity that he's had to face with the kneecap/patella, whatever you want to call it, injury. But he's firing right now. He's firing, and he's playing like everything's on the line, and nobody wants to play the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC. It's going to be exciting to see how this all plays out. I'm John Kuzma. Check out EndZoneBlog.com.